So welcome to our slow, early summer tea bag on this beautiful, sunny, summery Monday morning. I think it couldn't be any more beautiful around here where I am than this morning, as already it was yesterday. Started the day with a very long walk in Richmond Park. Early, it was very quiet. Now I can just hear how everything around me wakes slowly up. Somebody's moving the bin into the street. You can hear more noise from the main road. The birds, very quiet this morning. I think they had their first sing-along already around 5 o'clock. Probably now all going picking up their breakfast. So we are still on our special mornings talking about overwhelm. Oh my God, overwhelm. And today I would like to speak a little bit more about where, I'm going to put the right there, where the focus, tension, energy. My God, where the hell was my head when I wrote this? That was yesterday, not early in the morning. So where to focus, tension, energy? Because that's essential if you want to beat overwhelm. I begin with a quote of the day, and it's a quote from the American theologian Reinhold Niebuhr. It's quoted. Well, he's credited here. A lot of other people have been credited with this sentence. Grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know where's the difference. All the rest, we leave it for now. Accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now, I would like to speak a bit more this morning about knowing the difference. So is there a lot of wisdom to it? We shall see. A few days ago, I was called by a friend from Nigeria, Osahon and I, we studied together for our master practitioner 6 years ago. Fantastic guy. We had a lot of fun when we had our 3 weeks together in South London in Croydon. He called me and said, "You need to help me. I have a client, and I can't at the moment. I can't get along with her. She's in a very, very difficult situation. She started a position with an international company. She is local Nigerian. She started a position with an international company, and at the moment she's in a lot of stress. And I don't know how to handle her. So can she contact you?" I said, "Yes, she can." And within 20 minutes we were connected. And this lady in her, say, late 20s, Maria, she calls herself, she said, "Normally I'm so composed. I'm so well aware of the things that I do. But I don't know, this weekend or the whole week completely, kicks me out of my shoes." So tell me what's going on? What's happening? Or she said, "I have to prepare a big proposal for my work. It's really the biggest job I ever had. And everyone's counting on me, and I know this is my opportunity to shine, or it's my downfall." At the same time, my brother, he broke his leg, but he has to move out of his apartment. I'm currently in his apartment, 100 kilometers away from my workspace, because he has to move the apartment and he broke his leg. I need to sort everything for him so he can vacate the flat. And I said, "What else?" And she said, "And I'm a musician. I'm directing a choir. a youth choir, and I love the choir, and I know they rely on me, and I know they would love that they're waiting for me, and I would love to work with them. Fine. And then the last thing she said, I'm a devoted Christian, and for me, to go to church on a Sunday is a must. There's no way I can not go to church on a Sunday. So this was a call that happened on a Saturday morning. So it was the impossible weekend. And then after a few calming exercises, I did something with her that I will show you next week. It's called the priority playoffs. At the end of the priority playoffs, she had a very clear idea of what to do next and where to focus on. She even had an idea of how she could combine everything. If everything went according to this plan, she could even go back to the capital, go to church, and meet her choir. But everything needed to go, very, very smoothly hand in hand. So when I speak about priority play of how do we usually set priorities, we all know the famous ABC list. Some call it ABC, some call it the Eisenhower principle. So A is everything that's urgent, that's important, everything that needs to be done now, today. There is absolutely no reason I can't do it now or today. It must be done. There is the B, says, okay, it's important, probably not so urgent, but it needs to be done, or it's urgent but not so important. And the C is should be done. And according to the Eisenhower principle, a lot of people call this the bin. It's everything that goes into the C category, you just can drop it. If it is really becomes important, if you rise from the bin one day, if not, just leave it there. Don't bother with it. So easy, it seems. We have A, B, and C, and the bin. But when we think about what must be done today, I always raise the question, I encourage you to do the same, or do another list first before you ask questions, is what is among everything there, make a second ABC list, what is important to me, what's important to you, what is it where you can say, I want, I will. And the emphasis is on I, me. And the B is, it's important to others. Where I say, I must, I need to. Regardless, it's important to me. Somebody thinks it's important. It's a typical situation in employment. Somebody thinks it's important you do it. Now, if you think, I don't think it's really that important, but he's the boss, she's the boss. And C is what I believe, now it becomes complicated, what I believe I ought to do, what I believe that others expect me to do. And others can be people who are present around me, can be people who are alive, even if they're not in the same space, or that can be people who are already deceased. Voices, remember the internal chatter, the internal influences, voices from the past, the blast from the past that says, you need to, whatever, exercise before breakfast. You need to do this before that. You need to do that before that. So everything that I believe I ought to, these are the things I will say, I think I should. And you can already hear from the wording, from the sound, I think I should. Yeah, I think I should. So now we have the ABC priorities, urgent, important, or bin. and we have the priorities important to me, I want, important to others, must, wonder, I think I should. Now I ask, and this is what I encourage all of you and me every day. If somebody says this is important, or if somebody seems important, the first question is who says? Who says this is important? According to whose standards and judgment is this important right now? It seems to be blasphemic to ask the question when you work in a company and when you work, looking at Miriam now, when you work with people in Chinese or Japanese companies, the question seems to be blasphemic, but at least we are allowed to ask the question and perhaps to ask it, to think the question and to ask it. And the next step is, what is the best that can happen if I do it? And what is the worst if I don't? What is the worst if I don't do anything that is on my A list today? Will heavens collapse? Will I be dead next morning? Will I lose my job? Or will there be another morning, another day, and another day to live? So I encourage you to ask these questions. Because if you don't ask the questions, you give away a lot of power and you give away a lot of energy. Because if you don't ask the questions, you give away control. If you give away control, your attention slips, your energy slips, and in the end, your own sense of achievement and also well-being slips. And when you think about asking people, I come back to my Nigerian friend, and he told me the Nigerian civil servants, they are trained, especially when they work with, in the old days, with the colonial masters, and they were told something, they were trained and drilled to ask precise questions. I want you to do this. Then they were drilled to ask the question, okay, by when exactly do you want me to do that? Do you want me to do it by tomorrow? What time tomorrow? How precisely do I know that I prepared everything to your satisfaction? So these were packaged, they were drilled too. Sometimes it got annoying. But I think whenever somebody else dictates our time or our energy, it's at least legitimate to ask the question, right, number one, okay, when precisely, how much time do I have? What are the criteria for you or for us together to judge if the job was done well? So whenever a situation like this comes up, based on what's fact, ask the question, based on what facts is this urgent and important? Based on what criteria? The important thing is always maintain a good rapport to the person you speak to. Yeah? Don't get stroppy and say, oh, why is it important? Just, okay, help me to understand, because I want to do my work as good as I can. So help me understand why specifically is this important right now. Keeping a good rapport is essential. I invite you to do a thought experiment just for a few minutes. You can do it now, you can do it later, you can do it as often as you like. And the thought experiment, I call it fall out of love with your job. What if I fell out of love with my job? Usually the job means with my boss, something. What is the worst thing that will happen if I challenge my boss on something? What is the best outcome? And here's again an experience that I learned from one of my clients who wanted to start her own business and it didn't work financially. She didn't have the resources. And we worked on a plan where she went back into a sort of a contract employment for a year to, to get some resources to the side and then start the business again. It turned out she was so detached. She got a good job, by the way, but she was so emotionally detached from it. She became so independent that all of a sudden she did an excellent job, and the people in the company liked her. They offered her a permanent job, which she accepted, and they promoted her into a leadership role. And one thing, and I'm glad she said this to me one day, she said, Walter, please can you help me not to fall in love with the job? Because I do not want to give up my goal. I do not want to give up my seventh wave. It's coming along for me to jump and start my own business. So when you do this thought experiment, sorry, we're just ending the meeting. No, sorry, I don't want to end the meeting. Oh, are you still there? Okay. If you do this thought experiment, then you create step by step the emotional freedom to be yourself. Either if you're in employment or working in your own business, it's easy. Sometimes it's easier to fall out of love with your own business. You create emotional freedom and you create choice. You remember what I usually say is if you only have one option, it's pathetic. If you have two options, you are in a constant dilemma. If you have three or more options, you have choice. When you have choice, you have freedom. You are in charge. And here's my invitation. This is my thought for the week and my gift for the week. Here are three baskets for you. And this comes back to the quote of the day in the beginning. Look at the three baskets and forget ABC. Look at these three baskets and be aware there's one basket for the things that I cannot change. Whatever I want, I cannot change. I cannot change the weather. I cannot change that Boris Johnson is an idiot and he's still in power. I cannot change, whatever. Yeah, I cannot change it, that the Trump's not running. And then there are things that I can change, but not now. I don't like the place where I live too much. I want to live in a village. I want to move house, but at the moment I can't do it for several reasons. But I can set it as an intention. And then on the right, there are the things where you have the power now. The things that you can do now. In 5 minutes, in 10 minutes, today, this evening, tomorrow, within 72 hours. Don't put it away for too long. The things that you can do now are the things that are important, that bring you a step forward. And you will find when you focus, the things you cannot change by yourself, okay, put them in a basket, put it aside, and don't pay too much attention to it. Things that you can change later when X or Y has happened, you put it, put attention, put your some attention to it, but not too much. Take a swift action in the area what I can do now. If later, if I want to change the location where I live next year, perhaps next year, so what I can do now, I can study the newspapers, I can study the magazines, I can study property websites, I can study whatever cost of living in Barcelona, cost of living in Stockholm, I can prepare. And I can break down my goal in little steps, and every day I can do one step more towards this goal. And you will see that things that are in the middle basket gradually move to the right. and bring you closer to your goal. So the three baskets, and I credit here my friend Michael Carroll, great teacher and friend to this model. This helps you to focus attention and energy. And this is just a recap. Between past and the future, the now is the only constant in our lives. Be aware your power is in the now. Elena, I hand it over to you.
Thank you, Walter. The moment of now. Now come to notice your breath and start making yourself relaxed in your chair and turning your attention now for meditation. You can start by closing your eyes and take a deep breath in and out. Feel the belly rise and fall. Feel the chest rise and fall. Just take deep breaths. A deep breath in and out. Begin to feel the lightness of the body as your awareness is only on your breath and your body is completely relaxed. The mind is completely aware. The body is feeling light. Please make sure your eyes are softly closed, as if you were getting ready to fall asleep. But please do not fall asleep. Just keep your eyes closed. Feel your body remaining still and calm. Feel your body becoming light, so light it begins to float up off the ground. The sky is blue and full of white, puffy clouds. The birds are singing, and the sunshine is warm and golden. And you just begin to soar into the sky, this beautiful warm sky. And now just imagine your favorite place. Just take a moment and imagine this place. Imagine what it looks like. Imagine what it feels like. Are there any other people there, or you are just by yourself? Continue soaring through the beautiful sky to your favorite place. Fly overhead and see this place from the sky. Just look down. Look from above. Now it's time to fly past your favorite place and just see the rainbow in the distance. The rainbow is beautiful, full of many colors, so bright and playful. Just fly straight into the rainbow and grab your favorite colors in your hand. Continue to soar through the sky, finding a colorful kite flying nearby. Chase the kite and just follow it as it travels its own path in the sky. Just imagine a tree close to your favorite place. There is this leafy tree, and you just safely land there with your kite. This tree is strong and supports you. Just enjoy the touch of the tree, the smell of the tree. And you just start slowly climbing down from the tree. The grass at the base of the tree is green and soft. It is a restful place. The grass offers comfort. Lay down on the ground and just relax under the shade of the tree. Feel completely relaxed and still. Feel the birds singing and have the feeling that your favorite place is there. It's close. You can anytime stand up and just go there. Or you just can lie here. The grass offers you comfort. The tree offers you comfort. And you listen to the birds singing over your head. Enjoying the moment of now. Moment of present. And moment of unstoppable. Whenever you want, you just stand up and you go to your favorite place. Because you are free, like a bird. Take a deep breath in. Bring it to your consciousness. Acknowledge that feeling. And when you are ready, just slowly open your eyes. Acknowledge your present. And remember the feelings of your favorite place. Welcome back. Now, are you ready to take our Rosenberg exercise, but just doing a quick stretch right now? And now let's turn your head to the right and keep breathing. Now slowly bring your awareness back to the front. Now let's turn slowly your head to the left and keep on breathing. And slowly back to the front. Trying to reach the sky, blue sky without limits, and making a nice chair for your head from your hands. And now let's take your attention to your right elbow. Take your side on the right. Just don't move your hand. And keep on breathing. Bring your side back to the front. Keeping your side on the front and still not moving your hand. Now turn your side on the right, left. Take a look at your left elbow. And breathe. Bring your side back to the front. And now release your arms. Now take your side on the right. Keeping your side on the right, start slowly moving your head towards the right shoulder. Keeping your side on the right. And now back to the front. Now take your side on the left. Keeping your side on the left, start slowly moving your head towards your left shoulder. Keeping your side on the left. And slowly back up. Take your side on the right. Now keeping your side on the right, to start slowly moving your head towards your left shoulder. Keeping your side on the right. And slowly back up. Now we take our side on the left. Keeping our side on the left, start slowly moving your head towards your right shoulder. Keeping your side on the left. And back up. Warm up your hands. All the love, all the feeling. And just put it under your eyes, on your cheeks. Feel the hug towards yourself. Feel the supporting energies. And just be grateful for the moment you are in. Have a blissful week and wonderful day, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Edina. A little encouragement from my side. This last bit of the exercise where you hug yourself, put your face like in grandmother's hands, and let your chin rest in your palms. Use the opportunity also to consciously let your tongue drop, because the tongue drop is a fantastic exercise to silence inner chatter. So whenever there's inner chatter going on, say, stop it, stop the noise. Just give yourself this hug, let your tongue drop. I'm not telling you too much why it works. It works. Some people say it's stupid. It's too easy to work. It does. And you can do it during the day. It takes you 30 seconds or 1 minute. And probably nobody even will notice it when you sit in a meeting like this. A lot of people do this. Another thing that I would like to share with you is there is a company in Colorado in the United States called Unite LS. It's a company that works for health professionals, specifically in the area of mental health, autism spectrum, etc., etc. They have now released a video with the first part of the exercise that we do every Monday morning. It's an exercise created by Stanley Rosenberg, and they recommend it to all their practitioners as the daily standard polyvagal exercise to do to reset your nervous system. So we are a little bit ahead of time because I learned this method from a good friend who's very well connected to Stanley Rosenberg a year and a half ago. So we do it every Monday morning. And I'm sure, even if you don't notice it with this big bang, but doing it consistently will help to get you into a better, more resourceful state. The last thing for me is next week I want to do this priority playoff with you. Now there are different ways to do it. And also maybe one or the other of you already knows it because we've done it together. There's a way that I show you how to do it. What you would need is a piece of paper. Probably I sent some instructions around before, and then we can do it all quietly together during the meeting. Or we could also do it in a way that somebody who is hopefully and open and brave enough come forward and as a demo with I invite you all to think about up to 10 conflicting priorities that you see. Up to 10, not more than 10. Minimum 5, not more than 10. And in case somebody wants to share it, nobody needs to share the whole story. Just give it a word that's only recognizable to you. Give it a keyword, and then we can work with these keywords. Do you have an immediate preference how you would like to do it? We can sort it out next Monday morning. I ask the question again. Right? Oh, Helena, I can see your something is going through your mind. But hey, now we are well over time today. I think we needed that. You know? A very, very slow start is enjoying the summer morning. I hope you all have a great week. Hope you're all well. Do you want to tell us what's up this week? Do you want to tell us where you would need our support and our thumbs up for you? Your big plans for the week?
No, but thank you so much, Walter, Evina, and everybody. Unfortunately, I have to go now. I have another meeting starting. See you next Monday. Bye-bye.
See you next Monday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Yeah, similar for me. I'm also gonna have to jump in a bit, but this week I have a lot of for my job, for my full-time job. I have a lot of sales calls planned, so I'm gonna have to be channeling a lot of professional energy, calling with a lot of high-level executives. So yeah, it's gonna be playing a role. I'm gonna be playing, so I'm gonna have a lot of need a lot of help in maintaining the role and the energy. And also, I'm working on the side on my own mission, my own side business, and this will be after the 8 hours of work to still have the energy to also show up fully powered in this and work in this. So yeah, finding balance, but I think prioritizing is going to be a very important part of what I'm going to be doing this week. So
absolutely. There's a nice keyword: prioritizing, focusing, focus, attention, and energy. Well, on this cheerful note, I wish you all a good week. Stay safe. Catch your big fish.
thank
See
you,
you next
Walter.
week. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Adina. Okay.